have bands playing every Friday and Saturday night.
Okay, here we go. On our way to Ashland to set up for the gig. Lady, she's real nice.
Your neighbor?
Yeah, I haven't met these folks here yet. We're coming into Ashland now. The train station here was a very valuable railroad junction during the war between the states, and they had several skirmishes fought here in town. These are some of the older buildings here in town. There's Ashland Coffee and Tea, which is a nice little coffee house. I saw Chris Hillman and Herb Peterson played together here years ago. That's the old Patrick Henry Inn there, the Ashland train station. And let me see, I think I might be able to park in front here, but I don't know.
So this is where you're playing tonight at the Iron Horse? And this is a weekly gig for you, Jim?
No, this is like every other month I play here. Railroad tracks, of course, run right now.
And this is the would you call this the center of the town right here?
Yes, this is the center of the town, but Ashland is also known.
Mm-hmm.
There's Rusty Stone. He's the manager of Iron Horse here.
So he books you in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Ashland, the town of Ashland, is known as the center of the universe. And indeed it is.
Wow. And indeed it is.
Indeed it
Just
is.
like every other point in the universe.
Yes. First things first, I'm grabbing my Epiphone Texan.
We have a nice bar sign that's open until 12.
Hotel trains are very important to this town.
Back here, we have our power room for open parties and things like that. Nice open space.
Yeah, my dad, he was an inorganic and organic chemist, right? And he, 1961, got a job at NASA, Langley Field, right? And part of his job was, as a chemist, was figuring out the makeup of the mercury capsule heat shields.
Right.
And later on, he got into mass spectrometers, right, as a chemist. And I'm very proud of this because 1976, he worked on designing and helping to supervise building of the gas mass spectrometer that flew on the Viking lately, went to Mars, right?
One that actually survived and landed there.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
You got to build this thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's got to survive being blasted off the rocket, going all the way to Mars, and then opening up, landing, and work perfectly first time
We
landing.
do also have a dining room on the other side.
But I mean, this guy, he could build TVs from scratch. Oh yeah.
Just
right? You know,
figure out all the
cathode ray
and
tubes and everything.
Sure.
He could build radios, build them from scratch.
And you became a carpenter, though.
Yeah.
So you like wood more than you like copper.
Over here we do have our dining room. We serve food until 10 o'clock and serve steaks, seafood, all kinds of great American cuisine, and we like to keep it happy here in Ashland.
This amp right here.
Yes.
Right?
Fender Twin?
No.
Fender...
Fiberlux.
Oh, that's beautiful. What are your hours?
We are open from 10:30 until 10, and then the bar side closes at 12.
So you serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Just lunch and dinner.
Lunch and
We
dinner.
are open for Sunday brunch as well.
And you have music just once a week?
Friday and Saturdays.
Friday and Saturday.
And we do also have a guy that comes in and plays guitar on Sundays.
Sunday. And you're going to consider my suggestion that you move the piano into this room and have a jazz piano.
I will definitely pass it along to my manager.
That, you know, you had that. She's played before with that Brent guitar.
What inspired you to get involved in music?
Primarily, it was just growing up with my father being a musician. That's this fellow over here. You know, it just, you know, seemed like a whole lot of fun, and in a sense, you know, how could I not?
Yeah.
So what was your first instrument?
My first instrument was pretty much the bass. You know, I started off with just having an acoustic guitar flatlined on my lap and just sort of picking it and holding down tunes with my thumb. But, you know, really
How long did it take for Jim to correct you?
well, I was very stubborn. I was very stubborn. You know, I didn't want him to teach me anything. You know, I wanted to learn on my own.
You wanted your own style. Okay.
One of the biggest influences on me musically was a fellow that I met down in Florida by the name of Vince Martin. And if you don't know who he is, look him up. But I had the privilege of watching Vince Martin play live 5-6 nights a week in this little place called the Gaslight South in Coconut Grove, Florida. Welcome to the Iron Horse. We're the James Boys, and we're going to be performing some music for y'all this evening. Yes, and I'll try to anyway. We'll start off with a little something. This is called Bus With Me. Getting on the bus outside of Memphis, carrying my money in an old brown bag. I was looking to go and work the oil fields, taking the break from the flag.
Hi, I'm Bill Kaffenberger. I'm one of the guitarists and singers in a totally unrehearsed band. Friend of Jim Duckett's. He plays bass with us. Well, sometimes we let him play guitar too, and he's really good.
Years old, my dad's aunt and Ed gave me a little cowboy guitar, and I started learning to play that. Taught myself to play that, and took piano lessons. I ever did was on a bar guitar at an assembly. we grew up hearing country and bluegrass and gospel on the radio. My dad loved classical, and so we listened to a lot of that, and Montevani, and a lot of classical music. Flamenco, he liked guitar music, and his brother really liked, my uncle Robert really liked guitar music. And we listened to a lot of classical guitar and flamenco guitar. Did a lot of singing of hymns in church, and basically that's where we learned to read music, from the hymnals. I remember one time the first time I heard Peter, Paul, and Mary singing "Blowing in the Wind." It came over on the radio, and I went and I grabbed my mother, and she just, what? I was like, yeah. I said, you hear this? I said, this is music. He said, yeah, I know. But I was like, no, this is music. I got influenced by, pretty early on by anything that I heard. Soaked it up like a sponge. Everything from like Kingston Trio to, country guys to Byrds, Beatles, Mothers of Invention. I mean, you name it. And of course, growing up down south, you hear a lot of country, but you also hear a lot of blues. I played several instruments, but guitar is my main instrument. Yep, I have a bunch of six-string, steel string acoustics. I have a gut string, classical guitar, and I got a lot of instruments. This is my latest one. This is a 2014 Epiphone Texan, and I'm real happy with it. This is the same model of guitar. The Epiphone Texan is what Paul McCartney wrote Yesterday and Blackbird on, and I really like the sound of this guitar. But of, microphones to record guitars acoustically. I can plug in if I want. Couple of microphones in here for recording the guitars acoustically. And then for the vocals, I use this tube condenser mic, which I won't set up. But then lately, I've been doing all my recording through this little box here. It's a Focusrite Scarlett 212 or 2i2, however you say it. But this little box, you hook it up to the computer, and I have like unlimited tracks. I've been writing music since I was 16 years old. The first song I ever did was wrote it on piano, and it was called Unhappy Frank, and it went a little something like, well, some people worship the sunshine, some people don't want to go. Well, Unhappy Frank would shout, turn around and stomp and pout, hey, hey. It had nothing to do with anything. Like R.L. Burnside said one time, that's just something I made up and put in there. I write country, I write folk, I write folk rock, I guess you'd say. The other day I saw you and I walked along the road. When I saw him with you, I could feel my future home. It's so a lot of my stuff is relationship-wise. But especially lately, it's just my love songs. You could make it up if you wanted to, but the story's all I had to give. The rain will wash away all those lonely tears. I'm happy for it each and every day. Well, that's about Marguerite, of course.
How so?
Well, because she's all I have, my excuse to live. Because basically my life was in turmoil and really sucked. Boys.
The James Boys.
Yeah. And we got that name because I would go see him back and forth in Boston, and a lot of times we'd stop by, not Holiday Inn, Howard Johnson's on the Mass Pike. And we got to be so regular that one of the ladies behind the counter there, her name was Jenny, and every time she sees us come in, she says, "Ah, here's the James Boys." And so it stuck, and so that's what we call ourselves.
So you have a son.
Yes, who I'm very lucky to play music with. Been very lucky to play music with him since he was about 11 years old. He picked up the guitar and taught himself how to play it. And I tried to teach him, and he would have none of it, and he was determined to learn it himself.
Wait a minute. Isn't that what you did?
Yes.
When you were at 11?
Yeah.
Picked up a guitar and you said you taught yourself?
Yeah, and he graduated towards the bass because he, I guess he just liked the simplicity of it, you know, and really the tightness of being part of the rhythm section. And he is a far better bass player than I ever thought about being, because he has he's a left-handed bass player but playing a right-handed bass. So all his facility, you know, and everything on the fretboard is in his left hand. And he's a very solid, rock solid bass player, but is very melodic. As the James Boys, it's been together, I don't know, about 3 or 4 years now, like this. We were playing as a blues trio called the Third Degree for quite a while. We started out back in the 1990s in Connecticut with drummer Mark Otto, and then here in Virginia we resurrected the Third Degree when he moved to Richmond, and we had a succession of drummers, Chris Cornett being the most notable among them. Bob Sadlowski has played with us, Jason Sowell, Debbie Flood, a lot of folks have sat in with us. But we have fun. I'm 66 now. Soon to be 67 in December. And here to tell it. Now, somebody asked me, and we figured out that along the line, however long or short they lasted, but whether they gigged out or not, but I've been in a total of like 17 bands. The first band I was ever in, that 8th grade show, we call ourselves the Dead Beats. This is like 62, 1962, 63. We played a couple of songs like Wipeout, no, not Wipeout, we played Apache and Pipeline, I think. There was a couple of instrumentals that we played in that first little
Was this
thing
up
we
in
did.
Connecticut or down here?
No, that was here in Virginia.
Our rising stars. So at what age did you move to Connecticut?
Well, at the time that I moved there to be closer to my son who was living in Boston. I knew this lady that was living up there, and she and I ended up together, and she put up with me about 6 years. She had enough and split. Yep, James's mom, she put up with me as long as she could, and then
And Marguerite, she's not a musician or a singer?
yeah, she is. She's a
Oh, she
musician.
is?
She's a singer.
Oh, she's a singer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she played cornet in school band when she was growing up.
yesterday that you lived in the Bay Area, in Marin County in the 60s, and played music out
yeah,
there.
60, late 68, well 69 to 70 really. Lived out there.
And that was a huge music time period in San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean those were the days where you could see, David Crosby and Dino Valenti riding their motorcycles, down Mount Tam, and just not think anything of it, or go into the city and see, 3 and 4 fantastic bands, at a time in one show.
Days where concerts were $5, weren't they?
Oh yeah, they were cheap.
Or free music in the Golden Gate Park.
Yeah.
Was that a big influence on your music as well?
Yeah. Well, the Byrds were a big influence, and through the Byrds, naturally, like everyone else, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Young, not so much, but definitely Crosby, Stills, and Nash. A big fan of also Chris Hellman, Stephen Stills. I got a chance to meet Chris Hellman, him and Herb Peterson, who played here in town at Ashland some years back, and I got a chance to meet him, shake his hand, talk to him a little bit, get his autograph. I didn't have my autographed guitar with me then, but yeah, that was a thrill to meet him, because he's been another big influence, him and Stephen Stills. David Crosby, I'm starting to look more like David Crosby now than I ever did before.
And you played music down in Florida, southern Florida, Miami?
Yeah, that's where I met Vince Martin, as we've talked about earlier. He's another big influence, as we talked about. Gave me my first paying gig in music, which I am, and as he knows, I'm forever grateful for. And a few years ago, I got a chance to reconnect with him in Brooklyn, up at his apartment, and we were able to do some reminiscing and sing, some of the old songs together, and that was just a thrill, just a thrill, because he still got it, man. Vince can still belt it out with the best of them. Nobody like him. If y'all don't, as I said before, if y'all don't know who he is, check him out, look him up.
gig.
Yep,
Was through
at the
him.
Gaslight South in Miami in 1967. Well, Coconut Grove, 1967, yeah. I don't think the place will exist any longer, but I watched Vince play there like every night.
And then what happened after that? Because
When I went back to New York, I got a brief recording contract under Sire Records. But I was too young to sign a contract, and long story made short, I ended up spending a little bit of time in U.S. Army. Got out in June of 1970 out at Fort Ord in California. Met up with these folks in a band out there called Fananganang. And we made our way back to the East Coast, and we were working in Boston. I started out as a roadie for them and ended up being a bass player, singing with them. We cut 145, and you can find it on the internet. It's the Clown Song and To a Little One. And I wrote the B-side.
Can you remember any of it?
To a Little One?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to play a little few notes?
Hold me as close as you dare and say what you're thinking. And eyes gone from your bed, and he's so wicked. And so forth and so on. I don't want to take up the whole time just doing that song, but yeah, whole band did it, and it was a million seller. We had 1 million records in the cellar. But no, that was fun.
So do you have
Sure.
one significant time period that you'd like to talk about?
Boy, I don't know. Been so many. Of course, you know, my son being born is a very big, you know, a big thing. Of course.
Did you write a song for him when he was born? Or about his birth, or?
Yeah, I've written instrumentals. I wrote a lullaby for him. I'd have to really detune the
Lullaby.
guitar for it, and I didn't want to do that.
That's
but
what I was looking for. Did you write a lullaby for him? That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
What's the name of the lullaby?
Called James's Lullaby. I've got it. It's on YouTube. I've got it out there. And
Oh, so he's heard it.
yeah, oh yeah.
What does he say when he hears it?
No, he likes it. He likes it a lot. He's like, ah, you know. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the Straight Flush band that I was in down here in Virginia back in the 70s. That was a, well, at its height, I guess you would say it was like a 6-7 piece Southern rock band. And we did some of our own stuff, but we covered a lot of like Allman Brothers and Marshall Tucker songs, and you know, twin lead guitars and twin drummers, and 2 drummers, you know, 2 guitar players, and one of our lead guitar players, because I played bass mostly in that band, but our lead guitar player played electric lead guitar, could play pedal steel and flute. There wasn't nothing the guy couldn't play. And that was Larry Johnson. He was really good. And the Motley brothers, Sam, Steve, and David, were all very good musicians. And Steve was one of the drummers, and then we had Jeff Jordan as the other drummer. And he didn't sing, but he played the shit out of the drums. But he was good. And I'm still in touch with Sam Motley. Larry Johnson has passed away. David Motley's passed away. But Stephen and Sam are still living. I'm still in touch with Sam. I haven't spoken. This portion of this program has been brought to you by the Iron Horse Restaurant in Ashland, Virginia.
I do all the heavy lifting.
One day you'll have some roadies.
I like that very much.
That's really the hard work.
Yes.
The music,
It's the fun part. That is always.
as they say, it's sometimes you say it's what a long, strange trip it's been, but I'm just I'm grateful for everybody that I've crossed paths with, and just gonna keep on keeping on, you know.